It's going to be a kind of noisy hike today. A lot of leaves down on the trail. It's the first part of November. Got down in the mid-20s last night. It's about 41 degrees now. And I'm here at Tipsaw Lake. I'm going to take the little trail around it. It's going to be about a 6-mile hike today. Just get out and enjoy the weather. Well, there's a welcome sight. A little bit of water back in the streams. It's been a fairly dry fall here in the Hoosier National Forest. Been on a couple of hikes and had to pack in water. So, like I said, welcome sight. And this is just another one of the many reasons I enjoy hiking in the late fall, winter, and early spring, because you can actually see through the woods. Here in southern Indiana, the woods is extremely thick. A lot of foliage, a lot of small brush. A lot of times it's like walking in a big green tunnel. But this time of year, you can actually see. See what I mean about a noisy hike. Let me clarify something about my statement a while ago about water in the creeks. We don't drink unfiltered water out of the creeks. We use, like I use a Sawyer squeeze filter with a Catadine charcoal filter, and between the two of those, I can purify some nasty water and make it drinkable. So the almost pristine water in those streams this time of year, it's like, once you filter it, it's like drinking super purified spring water. Just didn't want to mislead anybody and let them think that we drink directly from the springs. You could maybe get away with it, but it's just not worth the risk. Along with the noise, there's another challenge hiking this time of year. Can anybody point out where the trail is? Let you look one more time. It actually is right there, runs up around and up that way. It can be tricky. It's part of the adventure. You can see where people have stacked rocks. Kind of marks the creek crossing pretty well, doesn't it? Well, I guess it's a good opportunity to show you what I've done to assure, I guess I really should say help assure my safety. As I mentioned, it's deer season, and even though they're not supposed to be in this area, you just never know. It's bow season here in Indiana, and that also in some aspects allows for crossbows. And crossbows have a very long range, and they're fairly accurate. But a stray bolt from a crossbow could hammer you. So you want to make sure that if they can't hear you walking in those leaves, that they damn well sure can hear you or see you. Also, I don't know if you can see it, I'll show you in a little bit. We've got some streamers hung on the pack, on a couple on each side and a few on the back. Anyway, just safety while on the trail, especially when you're by yourself. It's nice to be able to see out through the woods. Such a dry fall. The colors were just basically terrible this year. Brown, brown, and brown. There's a little wood duck. Swimming along, enjoying the sun. A pretty diverse trail. Opens up here in this section leading towards the dam. Looks like we're not the only ones that use this. There's a deer track. There's one of those bicycles with the fat tires. And that, oh, I thought maybe it was a dog. It's not. Anyway, this dam over there. I just broke out of the woods there. That's the dam on Tipsaw Lake. Now there's the streamers on the pack. Probably a little bit of overkill. But, you know, better safe than sorry, right? I have two overlooks here looking out over the lake, one on each side of the lake. They have this really nice bench sitting there. And I've just been having some coffee and looking at the view. Well, I gotta say it. You sweat, you die. You know, that's what Les, survivor man Les Stroud, has always said. And people tend to think that you get hypothermic on days when it's super cold. Most of the people that die from hypothermia or have hypothermic issues are from weather just like today. I was walking along, sun's about half shining. I was moving along at a pretty good pace. And even though I am a seasoned outdoorsman and hiker, and I dress in layers, I was watching and filming and just enjoying myself. And before I knew it, I was actually sweating. And when I stopped on the dam to video, I got kind of chilled. And by the time I got here to this bench with this overlook, I was ready to put on some more clothes. So I guess the moral of this story is, if you're planning on hiking out anywhere that, especially by yourself, where you could get hurt and have to be in the woods for an hour or two or even longer before help can get to you, have enough warm clothing, even though you don't think you're going to need it. Have enough warm clothing that if you're on the ground hurt, you can put it on and stay warm enough to avoid hypothermia. Hey, it's just a thought. It's a damn good one. But it's just a thought. I think we ought to give a shout out to Matthew. That's pretty nice. Thanks, Matt. Oh, there's a couple old guys. Probably oak trees. That's my best guess. They've been around for a few years. Hell of a lot longer than I've been around. That's a good sized tree. There's his brother right there. It's probably got a diameter of close to 3 feet. We were talking about hiking in colder weather. Yeah, you got to put up with the noise of the leaves on the ground. But there's so many advantages. The most appealing one to me is there aren't very many people out here, if any. So your time in the woods is nice and quiet. There's no bugs. You don't have to worry about snakes. Although you don't really have to worry about snakes too much around here. Although there is an occasional timber rattler. That'd ruin your day. But yeah. Cold weather hiking. I like it. Well, speaking of snakes, I guess there is one other type of snake in this area that can cause some issues, and that's the copperhead. They're even more rare than the rattlesnakes. There's a story, and it goes something like this. There's a guy turkey hunting on a nice warm spring day here in the Hoosier National Forest in southern Indiana, and had to relieve himself. So he squatted down next to a tree, and a copperhead bit him in the scrotum. They say he survived, had to be castrated, but he did survive. I don't know about you, but that makes me take an extra second or two to look around before I make my decision on where I'm going to squat. Just saying. It's a pretty diverse woods. Now we're in a pine thicket. It's not quite as loud. Walking on pine needles. Still loud. All right, made it back to the trailhead, about 6 miles. You know, I've been talking all day about hiking in cool weather and the benefits and reasons that I like it. I neglected to mention the most important one. It's not hot. See you on the trail. Later.